Hi and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna do my August wrap up. And I read one adult book, 3 YA books, and 1 middle grade. And there were 2 contemporaries, 1 graphic novel, 1 fantasy, and 1 paranormal. And I didn't get any 5 stars, which was unfortunate. I read 5 books, but no 5 stars. But I got 1 4.25, 1 4-star, and I meant 2 4 stars and 2 3 stars. So yeah, 5 books in total. The first book I finished was King and the Dragonflies by Elin Calendar, which I read as an audiobook. And that is a middle grade contemporary. And I gave that 4 stars. It has black and gay rap. The author is also black. And the book is about King. His real name is Kingston, but he is called King. And his brother died, and he believes that his brother has turned into a dragonfly. A really sweet story. He is struggling, he's grieving his brother, and so is his family. And then this guy in his class runs away, and the whole town is looking for him. And the king is helping him. I have also read another book by Elin Calendar, which was Felix Ever After, which I loved and gave 5 stars to. But that was not this month. A really sweet story, and I thought the audiobook narrator fit perfectly for the book. It was I really enjoyed all the characters, except for the ones you weren't supposed to like. I recommend that if you want a nice middle grade. And then I read another audiobook, which was Kings, Queens, and In-Betweens by Tanya Boteo, which is a YA contemporary. It's about, like it says in the title, drag queens, drag kings, and in-between character is kind of feeling lost. Her mother has left her and her father, and she doesn't really know who she is and stuff like that. She's trying to figure out her sexuality, and there's this festival in her town where she accidentally watches a drag show, and she gets this crush on a girl who performed on another show which was like a poetry reading dancing thing, and she becomes friends with a drag queen called Dee Dee, I think, and she has a best friend called Charles, and they're really close. And also there's this guy who's kind of a bully, at least in the beginning. His name is Gordon. But then he becomes friends with our main character. I can't remember her name. It was so long ago I read these books, I feel like. But yeah, it was a really good book. I gave it 4 stars. It has queer rep from many different characters. Our main character is a girl and is crushing on girls. I don't remember if she uses a label, but yeah. And also, her father's friend is a lesbian, I think. And yeah, there's some other stuff too. But yeah, it was a really good book, and I really connected to all the characters and the plot line of like figuring out who you are and stuff like that. Then I read Circe by Madeline Miller, which is the one I said was fantasy, but it's like mythological. It's about Greek myth. The like first witch in history, Circe. And I buddy read this with a lot of people on Instagram. They call it like the Geeking Over Greek readathon or something like that. Read it together, and then we made little reviews for it and sent it in the group chat. So that was fun, and that is an adult, I put it as an adult mythological historical fantasy. And I gave it 3 stars. Some parts were really interesting, like about the different gods and different people in myths and stuff. But some parts were really slow, and I feel like it dragged at some points because Circe is in the beginning of the book, she is living with Helios, which is like the Titan god of the sun, and then she is banned. Is that what it's called? So she's banished to this island, and she can never leave it. And so some parts when nobody else is there is kind of boring at times. But then at some parts it's really interesting when she gets visitors. Like Odysseus. I don't know how to say it in English. And she's visited by some Greek gods like Athena and Apollo, Artemis. No, what's he called? Apollo and whatever gods and other, humans. But yeah, it's just about Circe's life. So yeah, because I thought it was kind of too slow at some parts, and some parts were really interesting, I landed on a 3 star. But I'm interested to read her other book, A Song of Achilles, because I've heard kind of better things about that book. Then I read Before the Devil Breaks You by Libba Bray, which was my favorite read of the month. It got 4.25 stars. It's a YA paranormal. It has gay, asexual, black, Jewish, Asian rep. It might be something else, but those were the representations I could think of off the top of my head. So this is the third book in the Diviners series by Libba Bray, which is about people with powers. Start off with Evie O'Neill, who can read objects. You can read that object's history and the person who owns its history, and we have people who can dream walk and people who can heal people, see into the future and stuff like that. It's really cool. And in the first book, the Diviners are trying to catch a serial killer that's on the loose in New York. And Evie's uncle, Will, owns a museum of the paranormal, occult. Yeah, I don't know, they call it the creepy crawlies. But yeah, Will, Evie's uncle, knows this policeman, and the policeman asks Will to help him, and then all the Diviners help too, because the serial killer is leaving these bodies in really weird like positions, and they think it has some like occult meanings and stuff. So yeah. Ja, men jag filmar en video.
Ja, då blir det kallt kaffe.
Jag har bara en bok kvar att prata om. Men...
Ja, det blir kallt kaffe. Det gör som du vill.
My mom came in and asked me if I wanted coffee. Okay, but yeah. So that was that book. And I'm currently reading the last book in that series, King of Crows. And I was reading it in August, but I didn't finish it in time. But then the last book that I read in August was Lardine Keeps Breaking Up With Me by Mariko Tamako and Rosemary Valero O'Connell, which is a YA contemporary graphic novel that I gave 3 stars as lesbian rep and also black rep. And the art is beautiful. It has a very particular like color scheme. It is like black and white and gray, I think, with a lot of pink, and it's beautiful. But I thought the story wasn't like, not a lot happens in it. But it is about a girl named Freddie, and she is in a on and off relationship with Lardine, but Lardine keeps breaking up with her, and that makes her really miserable. So she wants to kind of get out of that relationship because it's toxic, but it's really hard for her because she really loves Lardine. But yeah, it was really beautiful and a sweet story, but it wasn't like anything special to me, but I liked it. So yeah, that was the 5 books that I read in the month of August. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!